Hey, how's it going, everyone? Straight into the video. Modern Warfare 2 beta just released. Great game, but the first thing you're going to want to do right when you get your game is go straight into the settings. Personally, that's what I do for every single game. I go right into the settings and I start switching it up. So, first we're briefed with like a little pad on the left. You activate it by clicking L2. Pretty cool. Quick settings is where we will start. Um, Only because it's the first one. So master volume, this is just the global volume, and you're going to see the description of the tab on the right underneath of its name. So little tip. This is personal. I got mine at 100. Horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity is also personal. If you're using mouse and keyboard, this is for you. I'm using controller. On the brightness, I got mine turned up 20 plus. It's stock at 50, but I turned it up to 70. It usually works on every game for me. So we're going to go to the controllers tab. Once we're done with that one, your button layout, if you switch yours, they've had this option for every Call of Duty. So if you do any of this, then by all means go ahead and switch that up, but I keep mine stock. I play claw anyway, so it doesn't matter. And if you want to flip your L2 and R2, then you're going to want to click this, but I play with the strike back, so I don't need this. Again, if you're going to change your stick layout, here you are. I play claw, but if you guys use these, then go ahead and switch these up over here. Now the controller vibration, I'll leave it on, but it is personal. The reason I leave it on is because when you're shooting a weapon, it has recoil. So the vibration usually helps when you're trying to figure out the pattern of that weapon. So I'll leave it on so next time when I shoot that gun, I know how to control the recoil. And when you got the vibration off, you just can't really see that. No, sensitivity multiplier. Um, I got mine bumped up 50 more on the vehicles. Um, I don't really mind third person. I'm not gonna play like that anyway. Um, I'd leave the other one stock as well. Uh, I don't play inverted controls. This is for the pretty sure the vehicles. Yep. I would leave that blank, and I would leave this blank. If some people don't even know how to fly, so if you guys don't have any intentions of flying or using the vehicles, I'd leave these blank as long as your sensitivities over here and over here. Alright, so once we get down to the gameplay tab, your ADS, you're going to want to leave it. Automatic sprint, I don't leave it on because I like to walk up on people. I don't want it to start sprinting so then they'll hear me pretty easily. Equipment behavior, just leave it. Weapon mount activation, so what this means is, like if you played Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, the newest one, when you're looking next to a wall or something, you could put your body up against it and you could mount onto it. So this is what that is. So what I'd have to do is I'd ADS and I'd click my knifing button. So that's just what this means. If you want to switch it, then by all means go ahead. Interact reload behavior. Um, so what this is if it comes down to you opening a door or you reloading, what do you want it to do? So um, I just leave mine to tap to interact, honestly, because I'm not going to be running around with 5 bullets in my gun. The same thing with the armor plate. I'm going to leave it on 1 because if I'm putting armor on and somebody runs up on me, I don't want to be trying to put all of them on. I want to be able to quickly put that one on and then switch to my weapon. Keyboard and mouse, again, I'm using controller. If you're using M&K, then you're going to want to tweak this up. You're not going to want to touch the mouse sensitivity. That has to do more with your DPI set on the controller. Um, but I mean, you can by all means, but I'm controller, so I'm just going to leave that tab. So to the game graphics, this is really important if you're competitive or if you're just trying to get content for your YouTube channel or Twitch. If you're trying to get content, you're going to want to leave this on. This looks the best. It just, you know what I'm saying, it prioritizes what you're doing and not anything around you. So it's just gonna, it makes everything look nicer in my opinion. But I'm more competitive, so I want everything to be there when I look. I don't want anything to be swaying. I don't want the gun to look like it's fading here and there. I want it to be there when I want it. So I'm going to leave it off. Film grain, I'm going to turn it all the way off as seen on the display on the left. I don't want any excess little pixels you see on the right picture. You can see on the floor mostly the excess little white dots. You don't want any of that on your screen. That's what film grain is. And depth of field is when you're aiming in or out, will your camera follow that, will your camera follow it? So I'm just going to leave it on um, because that's just personal preference again. But if you want to leave it off, then by all means, the left picture is what you will be seeing, and the right one is what it will be when it's on. So, um, this is for like performance. You're going to want to click this on if again on the streaming side or anything like that, but it's personal preference at the end of the day. And this is just turning it up on how strong you want that to be actually. Your field of view, they just added this into Modern Warfare. It was in previous ones. I think Cold War or something like that. But yeah, your field of view basically extends like how much you can see on your screen. So I'll keep mine at 120 as you see on the graph. Anything below that, I mean, I don't see what's the point. You can see the most with 120. It's the best. It's what everyone's using. All the PC players, you're going to be going against them, so you want to be at the same advantage that they have, if not better, because not everyone runs 120. So that's where you're going to be able to see more of your screen than your other fellows. Now, when you have it for your ADS field of view, this is also following whether you aim in or not. So independent leaves it at its initial state, which would be 120, and then affected would be when you zoom in, it would change the camera up. So I'm gonna leave mine at independent. I don't want it switching. I don't want the screen switching drastically when I'm going to aim it at an enemy I'm already trying to shoot them. I don't want the screen to start tweaking either. Um, I want the weapon to look as small as possible because, again, I could be shooting at this enemy either closely or from far away, so I'd rather see him than the weapon. Third person field of view, I'm not going to be using it, but I got it at 90. Vehicle, uh, got mine's at wide, but this is personal preference at the end of the day. So it's if you want this, then that's what matters. Your safe area and your brightness, we went over this, and your safe area, you're briefed with this at the beginning of the opening. So I got mine's at the highest one. I recommend you do the same. For audio, you're going to want to have your audio mix for headphones bass boosted. I got my music turned all the way down. I don't like hearing no music. It's personal preference at the end of the day. And these other ones as well. Dialogue, it's the people talking in the game. I got my subtitles on. This is personal preference. I like to hear. Sometimes in the game, if an enemy talks, like the subtitles will pop up, and then you'll know that they're close to you because if they're close enough for the subtitles to pop up, then you know what I'm saying. You should be trying to kill them. But yeah, it is personal preference. You could leave them off if you want. I know when I'm watching Netflix, I always have my subtitles on, so it doesn't bother me. Voice chat, if you want to have it on, um, this is the threshold. This means how much uh, how much sound has to come through your headset for it to actually even come through the game. So it's almost as if you're using a dead zone on your controller for L3 and R3. It's the same thing, but for your microphone. For your auto connect to match, if you wanted to auto connect to a lobby, um, then you can. It's personal preference at the end of the day. I'll leave it on. Um, when you're connecting to the game, like you're not fully in, but you're still connecting, you can mute yourself. Personal preference. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off actually. And Juggernaut music, personal preference, and hit markers effect. This was in the previous Modern Warfare's. I'm glad they brought it back. I keep mine on Modern Warfare. And onto interface. Like I said, I got these subtitles all on, and menu text is personal preference. Um, Subtitles text, personal preference as well. And if you want there to be a background for when the words show up, language, color customization, things like that. If you want to change up, you know what I'm saying, what the enemy's looking like, what your teammates are looking like, things like that, you can go ahead and do that. You come down here and you can go ahead and change up the color blind as well. Or if you want to switch it to whatever you want, then you could do that as well. It's actually really cool that they have that in there. The mini map, I keep mine on square because the round circle, it moves when you move, and I don't like that. I like when it stays still. Um, and this right here, mini map rotation, that's exactly what I'm talking about. When you're moving left and right, west, east, south, you know what I'm saying? The compass is going to move with you. So if you want that to happen, then leave this on. But if not, then go ahead and leave that off. I have mine's off, but it is personal preference at the end of the day. Horizontal compass, you know what I'm saying? If you want it to be displayed at the top of your screen, then you could leave that on. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on so I can know which way I'm facing if I get any callouts. And for player names, personal preference, when you see a player in front of you, what will it display? I have it icon only. If I could turn it off, then I would. I like it to look as real as possible, even though I'm playing the game. For the vehicle HUD, personal preference, I'll leave it on. I like to look at it. In case I forget, you know, the game just came out, so I'm going to leave it on. And this is telling you the FPS of your game, all of that. If you want to leave it on, then you can do that, but it's going to be something extra on your screen. Numbers are going to be going crazy. I'd leave it off if I were you. I'd leave the connection meter on. If I were you, that just lets you know how connected you are to the game. If it starts lagging, you'd be able to tell immediately because it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 bars on your screen, the same as your iPhone or Android, and they're usually tucked up in a corner. So I have that on so I can see how good my connection is and if I'm having any troubles. Now, tooltips, what these are, when you're in the game, you know, it would tell you click square to reload or square to open a door or something like that. That's what this is. I turn this off because I'm not no rookie. I already know how to play this game. Now to leave that tab and to go to account and network. Now your game installs. This is checking if you have all of the DLC packs and all of that stuff downloaded on your console, but there are no DLCs. It is beta, so that's what this is. So when you click it, nothing will pop up. Crossplay, if you want to play against them PC guys, like I was just saying, you can or you cannot. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but personal preference, I like the competition, so they're not that good anyway. I'd play against them if I were you. Streamer mode, if you got them people stream sniping you, man, go ahead and turn this on, but they're going to find a way in your game anyway, so what the heck. Blocked players, I don't see why you're blocking anybody. You're never going to run into them again, but if anybody bothers you so much, this is where they will end up. If you want to turn off the text chat, profanity filter, I'm turning mine off. I like toxic people. Go ahead, but I'm leaving my text chat on for the PC guys talking shit, and I'm leaving my dismemberment and gore fix on for all the bodies breaking apart. That, guys, is the Modern Warfare 2 beta settings run over. I hope you guys enjoy this game. More content coming out soon. But for now, I'm signing off. Later, guys.